All right, so the show is next weekend. So we have maybe 2 more times to meet together this week before we go into our tech week. So just thinking about the process overall and what things I have done a lot of this time, what things I have not done a lot of, and what difference that's made. I think the length of the piece has made it, has spread it thin, has spread the experience a little thin. Not in a bad way. It's fine. It's good. It's a good experience to have. The piece is 9.5 minutes long. It goes through a wave, and we've been talking about what the arc of the story is, but we haven't really built in like a ritual or tradition or something grounding that brings us together each time that we come together. There's been less of that in our practice, which it's been less consistent, and I do feel like the experience has been less grounded, even though it's been good. I think that returning to the arc of the story and explaining and just talking through what my thought process is, with a lot of like pulling things together, pulling things from motifs, and what do things mean when we do them, or talking about imagery, and even bringing in the props, the jars and the lights, and bringing that tactile imagery into the picture to work with your hands has been helpful in embodying the story and in embodying the experience. But I think to be critical about the nature of the piece would have required more intentional stillness in our process, in our making process. Even that's where before there had been a very intentional check-in at the beginning of every practice, because that was a good time to just kind of calm and center and come into this space and do this thing. And there's been a lot of focus on completing, because I started with what the sound was going to be. I tracked out the soundscape of the dance in the beginning, and then we've been working backwards from that. So that's one way to do it. And we have hit the goal of filling the whole story. I told the story with the music first, with the layout of what the music would be, and then I filled it in. I filled in the second half first, and then I filled in the first half. So it was a very backwards planning type of project. But because I started with such a large piece, there was a lot of filling to do. So the filling was the experience, which was great. And also it didn't leave a lot of time for the digging.